Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sangam Preview Show. As always, it's your boys back at it, and we've got a special guest today, all the way from India, joining us in this late evening. He's a very, very good friend of the show, very good friend of Hani's, very good friend of mine. He is the presenter, the host, and the founder of the Loudmouth podcast, which you can find on all streaming platforms. Please give it up for Uday. Uday, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good. I'm doing well, thank you. Again,
Thank you very much
for special welcome.
Thank you very much for joining us today, all the way from India. Just quickly, I know we can find your podcast on Spotify, but where else can people find you in case they want to look out for you?
So the parent profile that where we are actually operating from is Instagram. Again, you can actually just type the Loudmouth Show on Instagram and we'll pop up. So.
Cool. Right. Anyway, boys, let's get into it. The Premier League is back, Hanif. What we say? How are we feeling about this week's fixtures?
I can't wait, man. After watching international football, it's just depressing. I'd rather watch grassroots football than watch international football. International football is only good for the tournaments. Me and Uday were watching a couple of games, and it was, to be fair, extremely depressing.
So, which games do you guys watch?
We were just switching between England and France versus Croatia. And yeah, we're just laughing at Maguire, really.
Well, I'm sure we'll get into him, but there's only one place to start this weekend. That is Merseyside, on the other side of Stanley Park, on the blue section. It's Everton versus Liverpool. Now, we touched upon it on their show earlier, but Hadif, let's get your intake. What are we feeling? What are we saying? Who have you got?
I don't know. I've said this to them many times before. Players coming back from international duty, you don't know where they're going to be in terms of fitness, fatigue, match sharpness. You just don't know, because I watched Paul Pogba for France the other day, and he looked absolutely amazing. But
he did. He looked like
we all know Paul Pogba can't do that week in, week out. He just can't. He's not that type of player. How I see it, I think it's got a draw written all over it now. I thought about it today. I think it's going to be 2-2. I think there's going to be goals, and I think it will be 2-2. I think it's just got a draw written all over it. I think Liverpool will take the lead and Everton will come back. Before, just to wind the up, I was saying that Everton would win, but if I think about it logically, just because of the international break, purely because of that reason, and you don't know where the players are going to be, I believe it's going to be a draw. We don't even know who's going to play because a lot of Liverpool players were on international break. Calvert-Lewin played a lot over England's games, and I'm sure there's so many non-European players coming in, flying in probably yesterday night or today sometime. So you don't know where the players are going to be. So for that reason, my outcome is going to be 2-2. It's got a draw written all over it. It'll be interesting to see the lineups. I'll give Uday the floor to share his thoughts and opinions on the results and the outcome.
So, I'd actually like to pick up on Calvert-Lewin first. He actually, the way he's been playing right now, it's phenomenal. I never thought that this season will be Calvert-Lewin season specifically, because when Lukaku left the team, they were trying to find a replacement, and they're like, oh, there's no replacement. Dude, rather than giving this time, he got a lot of time playing for Everton again. So it actually added on to his, again, personally, he grew out. And under Ancelotti, he's been told to just attack the box. And he's doing that. He's been sensationally putting his head onto the ball, and he's been scoring off headers. And he's pretty sly, I'd say.
Sorry, there's a slight echo from your end.
Okay, so let me change this audio.
Yeah, no worries. Just quickly, Hanif, what do you make of Benrahma as a potential move to West Ham for 25 million?
What position does he play? Is he a winger or a striker?
He's a right-sided winger.
not bad. He's a player. He's definitely someone who I've seen over the last few games, and then I think it was last season as well. He's got talent. There's no doubt. I'm surprised that West Ham are doing business this late for a player of that quality and for 25 million. I think it is worth. I think it's worth the punt. I think it might be initially on loan and then 25 million to buy. There were rumors this morning or today that his medical didn't go through for whatever
Got cancelled,
reason.
yeah.
So,
But I think it's still there. Budget was discussing this in the show.
Yeah, so but the deal is still looking likely that it might happen. So I think for West Ham getting a player of that quality, yeah, brilliant. Is it the right move for him? Money-wise, it will be, but will he be able to kick on? You just don't know because West Ham have started the season well, to be fair. Moyes is doing, you have to give credit where credit is due. Moyes is doing well. Maybe he should just miss most of the games through illness and stay at home because West Ham are playing really well. But yeah, it should be. I think it's a good deal. From what I've seen him, I've only seen him in 3 games, and he does offer you. He's pretty strong, pretty pacey, and he does have that X factor. Whether it's good enough for the Premier League or not,
but
we'll have to see.
I think, sorry, they're reporting like 25 million. For that amount of money, it's worth a punt.
Well, if there was no pandemic, then yeah. But
you're talking.
I don't know who they've bought. I don't know if they've spent any money or not.
So this is going to be the 3rd signing. I don't know which other 2 players they've brought, but this will be the 3rd signing of the window.
So they've got money and they'll be paying him high wages. It's definitely a good signing. There's no doubt about that. I'm just trying to see like who does he replace, because I don't know who plays on the right for West Ham at this moment in time. But because the West Ham team's doing well at the moment, you have to be fair to them.
It's a weird one, because he's already got Felipe Anderson, who he doesn't play.
Yeah.
He's got Yarmolenko, who he doesn't play, right?
Anderson's gone out on loan.
Is that official now?
He's gone out on loan. Yeah, he's gone.
When did he go today?
No, he was gone before in the summer. Anderson's not at West Ham anymore.
No,
I think he's in Portugal.
No, he's still down at West Ham.
No, he's not at West Ham, dude. That's happened. He's gone.
Oh, he's gone to Porto. My apologies. He has gone to Porto.
He's not there.
So I think West Ham are actually, they're trying to increase the squad depth is all it is. I mean, they have Fornals, who's been playing brilliantly with Antonio, and they've got Bowen as well, along with Susek in the middle. So they've been performing well. Again, I think on the right, I think Bowen in the last match was spectacular, but again, in the first 2 matches, he never really showed any prowess as such. So that is where I think they would be looking, to adjust this 25 million piece they bought.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Squad depth, and then he's not going to be ready for Saturday. He might come off the bench, but
he's missed.
I really think they need a midfielder. They need a guy in the middle because Lanzini's not going to do it, and they've got Susek who's come in. He's done. To be fair to Susek, he's done really well from what I saw of him.
But what do you think of Felipe Anderson, man? He's actually, I think he's already on a loan move, right?
Yeah. Anif was right. I said he was still at West Ham, but he's gone to Porto.
Yeah, I mean, his game suddenly dropped, man. All of a sudden, I think since the past 1.5 seasons, he first got injured for some time, and then he couldn't come back to the first starting 11.
He's a player. He's an absolute player. Man United should have got him on loan. They could have got him to play on the right. He is a player. He's quality.
But he's not consistent, man.
No, but it's another risk, isn't it?
No one's consistent. Who's consistent for Man United? Tell me, who's consistent for Man United?
But they need
none of them
players.
Exactly, but who's consistent though? No one's consistent.
Yeah,
even at Chelsea.
But then you bring in Felipe Anderson. There's the same problem, isn't it?
Yeah,
not really.
Sort of similar.
You give him. If you give him game time, I'm not saying they should get a right-sided player. What I'm saying is, you've got a guy that's played in the Premier League who's got quality. He needs time. He needs game time, and he needs confidence.
Yeah.
Obviously, Moisey doesn't like him now. That's why he sent him on loan. Everybody could see what this guy was going to bring. Look at Saint Maximum. He had the same impact as Saint Maximum did. No one can tell me Felipe Anderson's not a good player. That's bull.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, right? Because good players don't just become shite. You look at because he was really, really good at Lazio. The thing is, going to United for looking for form and consistency, that's not the right place at this moment in time.
I think it is the right place for United because Solskjaer will put his arm around him and make him better. Look what he's done with Martial and Rashford.
Look what he's done.
They're in the mode of blowing him away, and you want Solskjaer to stay there and train under him or what? I mean, that is so confusing. Actually,
no, but you're being unfair to Solskjaer there a little bit because if you look at it, last season was Anthony Martial's and Marcus Rashford's best seasons so far today. I think they both scored about 16, 17 goals a season, something around that figure.
No, they were both over 20.
But that is not being consistent over the season.
No.
The kind of investment they've made.
I'm not saying. Sorry, that I'm not saying in the league. No. I'm not saying in the league. I'm saying for the season they were over 20. In the Premier League.
For the season, but in the Premier League it was about 16, 17.
No. Sorry. I just want to clarify. I meant the season.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the Premier League. So if you take that into account, right, you need to look at United this way, right? Does Felipe Anderson make that forward line better? Yeah, he's better than Greenwood, in my opinion, on the right, because Green was a striker.
Not really, man. I don't think so. I think
United are ruining that.
I think it depends on the way they'll gel up, man. We haven't seen him playing with the United squad. So we cannot be judging him on the basis of, okay, what if he comes? What if he does this? It's just that I think Felipe Anderson, again, he's not making it to the West Ham starting lineup. Is a big, something's missing, definitely.
Yeah, that's because Moisey is choosing other players over him because Moisey, let's be honest, look, he's one of those players, he doesn't like defending. In today's game, if you don't like defending,
everyone wants people to track back, as simple as that.
Yeah.
Every manager is looking for that. Look at Klopp, look at Pep, look at Ancelotti.
Let's get back to the Liverpool game. So, Hanif, you're going 2-2. Yeah. But there as the
I'll be going for 2-0 Liverpool.
I knew you'd go 2-0 Liverpool.
Well, I said earlier, and I agree with Hanif. I think it's going to be 2-2. Because for Everton, I think James Rodriguez is coming back from international duty late. Decorating picked up. I don't know what the status is on Allen or Richarlison. Calvert-Lewin, he can't stop scoring at this moment in time. Digne went away for France. Coleman's injured.
He's injured, right? Digne is injured now.
Yeah, now he picked up a knock. And then for Liverpool, what you're looking at? Firmino, who went away. Mane was injured, so Mane didn't go away. Did Salah go away for international duty?
Salah did not. Thiago did not go. No, Thiago was there.
Thiago was quarantined. I'm saying, did Salah go?
No, I don't think Salah went. Did Salah go? No, I don't think so. No.
Right. Sure. So Mane and Salah, your front two, they've not gone, but I think Mane is 50-50 according to Klopp. Firmino.
Van Dijk went.
Van Dijk
went. Did Joe Gomez go?
Yeah, he went. He played for England.
Yeah, Robbo went. Trent went.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Alisson was injured. No shoulder pull.
Yeah, so there's a massive my point being that both sides have had a number of players going international due. As Hanif said, after an international game, you never know what a player's form is going to be like. The international break came at the right time for Liverpool, and it's come at the wrong time for Everton. I still think this is a very very different Everton side to what we've seen in the last 3-4 years. It's not going to be the same sort of blowouts and stuff. I mean, the last 3 games at Goodison Park have all finished in draws. I don't see this being any different. I think it'll be a fairly open attacking game. It's going to be interesting to add Ancelotti versus Klopp. And I think our midday kickoff is going to finish 2-2.
Again, I had actually spoken about how, Ancelotti's been using more of an attacking regime this season, specifically with Everton.
Yeah.
He's always done it with AC Milan. He's done it with Real Madrid. But against this season, especially with the kind of players that he's employed, Doucouré, who's allowing James to come narrow into the center. And James doesn't like playing wide again. So I think the kind of creativity that he's been, passing on to the final third, he's been creating good excellent long passes. He's good with diagonal crosses right over to he's at somewhere. Sometimes he's at the wing back position. He's passing on to Richarlison from there. So I think Everton really are lucky to have these players for 40 million euro in a whole. Only 3 players. Allen, James came for free, and Doucouré came for 20 again. So yeah, man, I'm pretty convinced that they are going to give a tough competition. But again, Liverpool always has a slight edge, man. In the form that Mane is there at the left wing, he's fully fit and he's looking good to go. And obviously Salah and Firmino depend on Mane in a way, as I spoke in the evening session. So
on to Hanif's boys in blue. The 3:00 kickoff at the Bridge versus Southampton. Big man, I'm gonna give you the floor. Hanif?
Well, should be more or less a fit squad apart from possibly the England lads. Mason Mount played too much football, so I wouldn't start him. Knowing Frankie will. It'll be good to see Ziyech, see what this kid's all about, see if he can do it in his first game again. I think Southampton are just going to attack. I know how that guy loves playing open, expansive football, and he's going to have a go.
I think Shea Adams and Angels will lose it totally. They'll go all berserk on Chelsea. But again, man, they expose their defensive line because of that. So
yeah, well, it depends if we have the intelligence to ping it over the top. An old Chelsea team will be able to do that. Hopefully, Pulisic will be back. He should feature. He's been training. Thiago Silva should have rested, so I expect him to play. I expect and I'm thinking Mendy should make his. No, Mendy. Oh, he's injured. He's injured, isn't he? Yeah. So
he injured his thigh in training with Senegal.
Nice. This is why I hate international football. It's very hard to go Chelsea win, even though I want to go for a Chelsea win. I'll go for a draw. It'll be 1-1. I just think Southampton will come and score, and I don't know if Chelsea can score that many after international duty. I hate internationals, so yeah, for me it's got 1-1.
I have a different take on this actually.
I just think the guy is gonna come attacking, and I don't think Chelsea will get going until they concede.
I have a problem with Hanif's this thing. He undermines his own team, which is wrong.
I don't undermine my own team. I just know that.
It's called being a realist today. It's called being a realist.
Oh, I'm being a realist too. I told him Chilwell and Azpilicueta, if they play together, they'll work out well. He had a different take on Chilwell, I think, right, Hanif? Maybe, not sure. But again, he worked out well, man. Chilwell. He was delivering good long balls from behind.
Yeah, and I've got nothing against. Look, the thing is this. So today's football, right? If you look at majority of the footballers, and I'll get back to your point, look at majority of these guys, right? How many of them are actually footballers and how many of them are actually athletes? Look at Leeds. Leeds United is the best example. Why do they concede so many goals? Because if you keep pressing, you leave gaps, and good intelligent teams will be able to work that out and score goals against you. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. Wenger said it perfectly. He's saying you're killing the creative players out of the game, and that's what's happening. The creative geniuses will not be able to play this high pressing style, because look at Liverpool's middle three from last year: Henderson, Wijnaldum, Lallana, and I can't remember who else. And Keita. Which one of them three is a creative mid? None of them. It's a functional midfield.
Yeah.
The creativity, everyone's going down the full-back group, going down the wings. No, hardly anyone has got a creative mid. Henderson might ping the ball that one odd time, but usually Henderson doesn't have that in his locker. So what I'm saying to you is, the way you play in today's football, yeah, for Ben Chilwell, it's brilliant. Yeah, he's good at going forward. He's good at attacking, good at crossing, and he might get you a goal. But I look at him from a defensive point of view, and I'll be honest, he is not a good left back. I'm a traditionalist left back. Irwin, Cole, those are my left backs.
Yeah, but
and I look at
traditionally speaking, you're talking about defensive options. I'm talking about how a fullback will function offensively. Like Robbo and Trent have elevated to another experience altogether.
I understand that, but what you need to understand is this: does Ben Chilwell have the recovery pace of Kyle Walker? He doesn't. Does Ben Chilwell? Sorry, can't Ben Chilwell defend really well? He can't. I'll be honest with you. His defensive ability is a bit like Trent's. It's not that good. Yeah. Going forward, no problem. I've got no problem with this guy. But if you're telling me he's better than Alonso defensively, you'd find it difficult to convince me. Defensively, he's not better than Alonso. Offensively, he is. The guy going forward is brilliant.
I think defensively too. Yeah. I think defensively too, he's a notch bit better than Alonso at least, man.
Well, I don't know.
The kind of blunders Alonso committed against Brighton, he was at least. Lamptey took on around 4 to 5 duels against him, and he won all of them. So there's no question about Alonso being a good defensive fullback.
But what I'm saying to you is this: it's after international break. Usually Chelsea, I don't know what the record is. Sometimes it goes down, and I just don't think now. Majority of Southampton's team, right, would not have gone on international duty. Majority of them.
Yeah, obviously.
So majority of that team will be rested. Yeah. So when they pressers, which they will, we're going to see a lot of mistakes, and I think that's why they'll capitalize on us, because they've had that extra rest. It's a big thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally in for your opinion again, but Wajid, I truly think that even if Southampton go for 4-4-2, right, with Shea Adams ahead and Inges there, what do you think about Walcott's introduction? He's been shifted on loan move from Everton to Southampton.
He runs around very quickly, and that's about it. He's never...
Yeah.
For the kid that Arsenal signed, and he was there for 10 years, he never kicked on like he was supposed to. You could call it poor management, being out of place, and injuries,
but
whatever.
Still, he managed to score over 100 goals for Arsenal.
Yeah, but he was there for 10 years.
Yeah, true.
And he was a staple in that Arsenal side. But just going back to Hanif's record, Hanif's thing about internationals, in the last 5 years, Chelsea have taken 20 points from after international breaks, 6 wins and 2 draws. That's from 2019.
You see the performances. What worries me is this: Southampton have collected 20 points away from home in 2020. Only one team was better than them. That was Liverpool. Yeah. And Danny Ings has scored 13 goals this season so far.
Yeah.
You tell me, and you have to remember
Danny Ings has got 13 goals this season.
But
this year.
Right.
This year.
He got 20, man. He got 19, bro. I think he got 19.
This year.
Okay.
No, this year. I'm talking about this year. Also, you have to remember, this isn't a Chelsea team that's been together for a year. This is a new Chelsea team that's been ripped apart, and a half dozen are new, and the keeper's not there. It's going to probably be, I don't even know if Kepa's still at Chelsea or not, even though I'm not bothered. So the defensive line is going to be all over the place. Everybody knows that. I have to hope Aspilicueta and Thiago Silva are playing in that defensive line. If not, if Reece James starts, we're going to lose this game.
But Southampton have lost 2 games already into the season, right? One with Tottenham. Again, they were terrible. They tried pressing ahead. In the first half, they looked like they would be scoring, but Tottenham turned out to, counter-attacking, and they performed well. I mean, aerially, they were controlling the ball well. Son and Kane were running ahead, and they were.
No, I understand that.
4-5 assists in that game.
I don't think Chelsea have the type of
begin together.
Sorry, lad. I don't think Chelsea have the type of hold-up player of a Kane level. They've got the runners, but I don't think there's someone in the middle of that park like Kane who will hold the ball and then find a pass. Tammy Abrahams can't do that. Lampard refuses to play Giroud for whatever reason. He has this obsession of playing Kai Havertz as a centre forward when he's not a centre forward, and it's not like he's settling well. The only person that could kind of sort of do it is Werner, but he's going to stick him on the left hand side. So I know you talk about the Tottenham side. That it's a season of weird results. I generally speaking, I can see where Henny's coming from. Like Chelsea's backline is, I think it's the second most shambolic back four aside from Man United's. Man United is a fucking car crash. But are you going to disagree with me, lad?
Yeah.
No, I completely agree with you, man, on that.
You think Chelsea's more shambolic than United?
What do you think, Hanif?
I don't even know Chelsea's back line, so I couldn't really answer the question. I don't know Chelsea's back line at this moment in time. Who is it? It's Ben Chilwell and Thiago Silva. The other two positions are and Reece James. So one position is up for grabs.
No, you have that guy, dude.
Right. Okay. It's about 10% better. There, it's 10% better. That's all. It's not much of a big difference, but I can't go by one good result.
I think you're just exaggerating again, man. I think this is just pure exaggeration on the basis of if you're comparing them to United's backline. United is not nowhere. Chelsea is doing much better than other teams as well. I mean, look at Sheffield.
I wouldn't say they're doing much better. They were very, very lucky against West Brom. If West Brom could have finished 1 or 2 more than chances, that could have been 5-6-0. And then defensively, West Brom turned into West Brom, but they were lucky against West Brom. The game against Liverpool, they sat back and defended. As soon as the sending off happened, you knew it was game over. And then what other results have they had? Who did they play before? Who did they play before the Brighton? Yeah.
4-0.
And
then they played Liverpool.
And that was
Chelsea,
2 penalties.
Chelsea.
Yeah, so the 2 penalties against Palace. Yeah, cool. Liverpool and Brighton 3-1. It's not the greatest
The game against Brighton, I completely agree. Like, Chelsea shouldn't have won it because Brighton had more chances. They played much better than Chelsea. They had more distance. They traveled more than Chelsea did. I think by good 2.5-3 kilometers in the overall scenario. But again, I think Brighton really, again, you had commented, I think, or Hanif, I don't remember, but one of you had said that Brighton will not last long. We always see such games from Brighton, you know, they always give such a few consistent performances and then they just flop all of a sudden. So yeah.
So what do you predict for the result of that?
Which match?
This current one, the Chelsea Southampton one, before we move on to the 5.
I'd say 3-1 to Chelsea.
Hanif, you're going with Chelsea win as well? 1-1.
No, it's 1-1.
Come on, Hanif. I think he's just playing smart.
Yeah, we're not
smart.
We need a season.
Right. You're just saving yourself.
Do you think Frank will be here in 2021?
I think so.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Right. Let's move to the 5:30. We're at the Etihad, Man City, Arsenal. Arteta seems to have had Pep's number recently every time they played. I don't see
coach.
Pardon?
He's a good coach. He's been taught well.
He has, but the students are doing the master recently. So Spurs, sorry, not Spurs. What am I talking about? Man City are without KDB. He's out with an unspecified injury.
Yeah.
Arsenal are looking to starting Thomas Partey potentially. He's like very touch and go because he's only just started training with the squad. There, what we saying?
Yeah. I think Arsenal will, if they're playing Partey, which I want him to, feature in the match, they'd go with a 4-3-3, I'm pretty sure. Because he will take control of the midfield, and the way he's very versatile again. He can manage going. He's a box-to-box player again. He loves going, from one end to the other. But again, I think Arteta would want to be a little conservative in this game because obviously we're expecting Pep to go full in, play high up the pitch, and because he wants goals. If you see, Pep has always been commenting on his attacking weaknesses. He never brings out his defensive errors because he's been spending so much in the defensive positioning that they're actually they're conceding so many goals, and he's just wanting to blame his attackers for not scoring more goals. So I think he's just going to go with the same formula. He's going to go with the entire 4-2-3-1 because they don't really have a striker right now. I think Gabriel and Aguero. I don't know about Aguero. He might play, might not play, but Gabriel is a definite no for the team. So I think it'll be a 2-1 again. 2-1 win for 2-1 to City or 2-1 to Arsenal, man. I'm not too sure. It can go either way.
Come on. None of this sitting on the fence shit.
I said the same thing. Okay,
if it was
Arsenal.
If it was Liverpool, you'd have said 2-1 Liverpool.
Oh no, I would have said 2-0. But again, I think 2-1 to Arsenal, definitely. Because obviously City have been sharing the same stage as we are. We'd want them to go very low, so the competition is easier for us.
Mr. Rashid.
Also.
What are we saying?
I think City are going to win. Yeah, I think City will win.
They don't have
because they're at home.
He's the only one who's actually holding the midfield.
Doesn't matter. Their style doesn't depend on only De Bruyne, even though he's the best player in the league. I think City will win. I'm not saying that because of the form, because we don't know who's going to be on form. I just feel, I've got a weird feeling that City will win this one. I feel it's going to be a high scoring game and it's going to be 3-2 Man City. I just think they're going to turn up and outscore Arsenal. We all know Pep doesn't have a plan B. He plays one way and he has a lot of faith in his attacking players to score goals.
But who do you think will start in the defensive line?
For who?
City.
Ruben Diaz.
He's a player.
Pardon?
He's a player.
He is indeed. I think he's a very, very good signing. As much as I think he hates Benjamin Mendy, he'll play Benjamin Mendy.
Right, why not Nathan Ake instead of maybe?
Pardon?
But offensively, he's been pretty good, Hanif.
Chilwell was I thought Chilwell was
Benjamin Mendy has added on.
Benjamin Mendy has been awful since City have signed him. The Benjamin Mendy of Monaco and the Benjamin Mendy of Man City, two very different things.
Wajid used to rate him, Wajid used to go, Mendy. I remember, and then now it's like with Pogba. Even I say Pogba's world class for France, but for Man United, he's not. He's just an average player.
I think he's playing in the wrong position at United.
Wajid, that's one thing, but the thing is this: he's playing that same position for France, and he's pinging balls.
He's playing slightly further up.
Well, when he passed that ball to Mbappe, he was on the halfway line. I'm just saying, he just cares about.
He's passing the ball to Kylian Mbappe, not Daniel fucking James. In it, there's a difference.
That doesn't matter, Wajid. You could. It's all about how good you are as a player. Plus,
Daniel James would have ran into the corner.
You can't blame James for his effort. You have to.
You don't get paid.
As a Man United fan, you have to say you have to look at it and say, listen, Paul Pogba's been below average.
No.
It's only a handful of games, man. Handful.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you here. Right? Paul Pogba has not lived up to his money, right? But there's still a difference of pinging a ball between Daniel James and Kylian Mbappe, isn't it?
But it's not only that though. It's work rate. It's leadership. When you buy a top class player, right? And Chelsea have bought these lads, right? And obviously most of them probably never heard of him, but we'd all heard of Pogba. Everyone thought Pogba was going to make the players around him better, but we've all realized that Pogba can't do that. Pogba only plays well when he's got top quality around him.
World-class players around him, yeah.
When he's with average players, he can't lead them to become better players at all. And that's what a top quality player should be. Look at Oba, right? He makes Lacazette better. He makes Saka better. There are some players that just make the team, the forward line, or whatever you want to call it, the players around him a lot better. When Ozil came to Arsenal first season, he made that whole team better because they were going for the league. I remember that. And then
he scored 11, 12 assists in the first season. So, yeah, pretty magical.
Well, he was on, Ozil was on the assist record, and then they couldn't score for the next 5 or 6 games. The amount of chances he created for Sanchez. But since we've
I know that, but what I'm saying to you is Ozil makes players better, though. That's what I'm saying.
Since we've transitioned to Pogba, we might as well get into the United game. So United Newcastle is the late evening kickoff, 8 o'clock on Saturday. Paul Pogba will more than likely feature. Oli will probably play the same team, except he'll take out the suspended Martial for Igalo. And I think Newcastle are winning 2-1.
Igalo, I think Cavani's starting, mate.
Cavani's still quarantining, mate.
Has he got COVID?
No, because he was in Uruguay and flew in, he's had to quarantine for 2 weeks, hasn't he?
Wasn't
so actually going for a
1-1. Break?
Pardon?
Newcastle.
Wasn't that before the international break?
Yeah, but the transfer window closed on Monday, last Monday, didn't it? So he's still 2 days. It's still 2 days from a full 2 weeks.
United are screwed. Yeah, United are going to lose. It's Newcastle 2, United 0.
I think it's going to be a draw. You can't predict the match. It'll be a draw, I think. It'll be a 1-1 to both teams.
No, Newcastle are going to win. United's players have been all over the world. Newcastle's players are probably rested and they want that.
First 2 games, Newcastle were playing like they were pretty pathetic against Brighton too. They were very bad.
Newcastle are always up for it against Man United. They have been the last couple of years. I said this earlier. When Newcastle come up, Sean Longstaff looks like Pirlo. Matty Longstaff looks like the second coming of Maradona. United are all over the place. There's no leaders on the pitch. I don't think we can get into the whole Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, whatever it is where it is. United is shambolic. Newcastle are going to come in ready, focused, fit, well rested. Newcastle are winning.
You also have to remember Newcastle have got St. Maximum. That's who they've got, and that guy's a baller. He's top quality. He's going to be a top 4 player.
I don't know if you remember, St. Maximum was being schooled by Partey again, even in the last match. Trossard, Mope, all these players were literally schooling the Newcastle defense. So I don't think there's any. I don't think we should be going on with a Newcastle win. I mean, in my opinion, obviously, United have a chance of going on.
Hold on. Do you not rate St. Maximum? Do you not rate St. Maximum?
Everyone knows him.
Do you not rate him? No, but do you rate him? Do you think he's a top
I would rate him 8 out of
player?
10. Individual brilliance. That goal that he scored was brilliant.
That's what they're going to use. That's what they don't have. The Newcastle are not.
But again, United can hit on a counter as well. Do you think Lascelles is on top of his peak? Is he peaking out?
When United do not play when United don't play a quote-unquote top 4 side, all the top 4 sides sit back and defend because they know United will have the ball. United's counter-attacking style doesn't work.
But I think,
at some point of time, United is going to bounce back, right? And I think this is the game United will bounce back in.
It'll be after Oli gets sacked at the end of the month. United's next fixtures are Newcastle, no particular order, Newcastle, PSG, Chelsea, Leipzig, Arsenal. All he's losing is
that Turkish team.
Pardon?
Don't forget that Turkish team.
Istanbul
Yeah.
Başakşehir.
Ferner Cross, I think. Ferner Cross, something like that.
No, it's Besiktas, whatever he said.
Oh, Istanbul.
Yeah, Istanbul
Yeah.
Başakşehir. It's actually a really nice stadium. Yeah, my point being, Ollie probably won't be here. There's just so many tactical, like that team is just all over the place. As Newcastle become godly, I mean,
No, I changed my prediction.
Wolves?
Prediction. No, hold on. I changed my prediction. United to win. United to win.
Why you
United.
Look
Gonna
at
come
him.
back.
Look at him.
It's just Ollie. It's Ollie. I just remember whenever Ollie goes on a bad run, he comes back with a long winning run. Ollie, United to win. United to win. I'm going with United.
Crazy.
3-2 United.
Bro. No, they don't. They
3-2
can't.
United. I think United will win.
And United have now just triggered Pogba's extension.
Wow.
So
Was he like?
So his contract has been extended automatically for another year.
Not what he wants.
Yeah, but it's about United getting money off him, isn't it? Like someone, Madrid or Juve will still be stupid enough to pay 80, 90 million pounds for him.
I don't think they will.
I
don't think they will.
They will.
I don't think they will. Not during a pandemic.
They might.
Why did Real Madrid have not spent big this summer at all? They've not bought anyone. I think he's going to go on a free. I think Pogba will walk on a free.
Oh, come on.
They won't let him
No
go
way. No way.
They won't let him walk.
Never. That is not happening ever.
You'll have to wait and see. But
Am
what
I,
I'm saying to you,
dude, am I audible?
What is it? One more year?
Yeah.
Is it one more year?
Yeah, so he's now here for another 2 years.
What is Pogba? 28?
Something like that.
26. 26.
No, is he 26?
Yeah, I think so. Let me see.
So he'll be in the prime of his career in terms of his age, not the prime of his career in terms of his playing ability. So yeah,
He's
because
27.
No one's gonna spend 100 million on Pogba.
Obviously not.
Do you want to bet?
You can't.
If
If he picks it up this season, I think they might.
Not now, mate. Not before, when he had that wonder season about 2 years ago. Yeah, not now. Madrid would not pay 100 million for Pogba.
They'll pay.
Barca might. But I don't think they pay 100 million.
Madrid will play 100 million. Zidane wants him. Everyone knows Zidane wants him. They'll pay the money for him.
Zidane wants Kante as well, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm telling you, they're not going to pay 100. They don't have the cash. They don't have the money. They're not going to pay 100 million.
But that's why they've not spent this year, because next year's transfer window is a big transfer window, isn't it? A certain Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland are in the last years of their deals, along with Pogba. It's going to be a big pandemic or not. It's going to be a big window next year.
I'd rather go for Mbappe or Haaland than go for Pogba, Wajid. So at least you've told us the two players that they're going to go for, but Pogba won't be number one, man.
No, he won't be.
You think Liverpool is not saving on money for Mbappe? Mbappe is definitely coming to Liverpool, man.
Liverpool can't afford Mbappe.
We can. You're mistaken.
You can't. Liverpool are not going to spend 200 million pounds on a Kylian Mbappe. That's not happening.
If we sell off, I have this gut feeling that we're going to sell off one of these.
No, I'm not. When did I say
either Mane or Salah is going out.
When did I say United were in for
going out.
Mbappe? United won't be in for Mbappe. Why does it want to come to a bunch of losers?
We'll see what happens, but no. Going back to United and their transfer policy, they need to get the house in order. It depends on who the next manager is going to be. Regardless of who walks in, they're going to walk into a mess. You need a big, strong character. You don't need none of these guys that are up and coming. You need someone who's. I think maybe if you're going to get an up and coming coach, you've got to get someone like Keane or Scholes or Giggsy next year.
No, that's awful.
What's awful?
But I have a feeling Nagelsmann will come to United. I have a feeling. I don't know what else will happen. Might happen.
Even though it's likely that Poch will come.
Nagelsmann. Julian Nagelsmann. Leipzig.
It'll be Poch or Allegri.
I don't know about Pochettino, man. Okay, he definitely had his go with Tottenham. Even they I mean, they didn't win anything, but the kind of growth the players had under him was immense. Again, in 4 seasons, if you've seen the kind of quality under Harry Kane under him was spectacular, I think.
Yeah, but
He just started when...
But Max Allegri's a winner.
Yeah. But Allegri is not... He's a very defensive-minded coach. He's not a very...
Honestly, at this moment in time, about attack and all that, it doesn't really matter. But it's not... At this United side, it's about having a proper leader. I don't think Pochettino's a proper leader. I think he's an overrated elite manager. I think if you're going to bring in a proper leader, right? Because I personally don't even want Poch. I've said this before. I want a Ten Hag, a Nagelsmann, a Marco Rose. That's who personally I want, an up and coming elite manager. I think Pochettino is very, very overrated. Don't get me wrong, he did a good job, but he's not.
He's a good coach. He's a good coach. He's a very good coach. There's no denying that. Because
no doubt about that. But he doesn't have success as other managers do.
No, but Spurs self-destructed when they needed to. You know how far they were from winning the league, how far they were winning from the Champions League. And that was the difference. If Poch would have won one of those trophies, he would have got that Man United job before Oli. Easy. People would have said, go get Poch.
He had plenty of chances with the Premier League as well, but he jinxed it up.
But that's the thing, you see. You have to deliver as well. But is he the right man at this time? I'm not saying he shouldn't be United manager, but is this the right time to allow Pochettino? That is the question. United will be better. There's no denying it because they'll have a pattern of play. But the problem is
budget. I think the sooner you guys get a manager, the better it will be, because obviously, man, with Ole behind, you don't see anything, bro. I mean, before even getting into the season, I don't know if I spoke to Advait on this, that, before we even commenced for the season, I had predicted that United will not be able to perform under Ole, man. Because even last season, if you see, 13 to 15 victories, okay, you guys had a good streak of wins. But after that, it was shambolic, man. It was totally down the drain.
The players have given up. The heads are down. There's no leaders in the dressing room.
It's a Chelsea situation. I know how you feel.
Pretty much is. And look, we'll just see. I've got Newcastle winning, and that's about it. Let's quickly move into Sunday's fixtures quickly. So Sunday we have Sheffield United, Fulham. That's the 12 o'clock kickoff.
Oh, that's big. That is big. As you say,
I hope Ryan Booster starts. I'm expecting Ryan to start.
You better start. They've spent a big money. They need to survive. Everybody knows how Sheffield United play now.
It is a 6 point, and Sheffield United need to win.
Yeah, they should win. Ideally,
Fulham to win. I'm going for Fulham. I'm supporting Scotty.
I'm going for Sheffield. I'm supporting Burke ahead because Burke was pretty good against forgot the name. Sheffield versus which team was it? I think it was Brighton. No, right? Hanif, we had a conversation. Which team did Sheffield lose against in the last match?
It was Brighton. I don't know if it was the last game or the game before that.
No.
It was Brighton. They lost to Brighton.
It was.
They lost to Arsenal before the international break. And then they lost to Leeds. And then
Leeds. Against Leeds, they were playing really well. They had created a couple of chances ahead. With those two strikers working on, I think they were tremendous. But again, they were not clinical enough. That is where the game was entirely missing for them. So I think it'll be, again, they should win easily, man, against Fulham. Scott Parker is not really, he's a good championship coach, I'd say, but Premier League, you need much more exposure for Premier League.
They're both getting relegated, so it doesn't really make a difference.
You got Sheffield United going down.
Yeah.
I've got our season predictions actually. Give me a minute.
I've changed mine probably. They change week in, week out.
Oh no.
Wow.
Your bottom three were West Brom, Sheffield United, and Fulham. So you did have them both going down. Fair play.
Yeah, I don't because people know how they play now, and I don't think they've invested well.
And in fairness, Fulham always come up and come back down. Fulham, when Brentford lost to Fulham in the playoff final, I was just like, oh my, this crap again. I've got Sheffield United winning personally. I think it'll be
it's got
1-1.
score draw written all over.
I'd
I think
say
it's got
2-0
score
to
score
Sheffield.
draw.
Definitely.
Score
2
draw
goals are
written all
coming
over
under
it.
from Sheffield.
But about Fulham to win. Fulham to win.
Have you got 1-1 written? You think it's got 1-1 written all over it?
No, I think it's got 2-2 because none of them can defend to save their lives. So I think the former Newcastle striker will bag a goal, and then hopefully Brewster will score a goal as well. So I don't know. I think it's 2-2. I'm just going for high scoring games because the Premier League's turning into the NBA. It's just becoming high scoring, which attracts a lot of people. But the football isn't. Have to be honest. Pressing is good, but if you watch the game like I watch the game, how much quality do you see on the pitch? Not much. So yeah, that's how I see it.
With teams not doing really well, I think those teams really play competitively, like Sheffield versus Fulham. It'll be a competitive match, obviously. So it can go either way, but again, I think Sheffield
it will be competitive, but Fulham, I don't even know if he's bought anyone or anything. That's the thing. You can't.
They've got Ruben Loftus-Cheek on loan from Chelsea.
Well, they better get Ruben playing. Because they're going to need him.
I think.
Is he fit to play?
Yeah, he's fit. He should be fit to play. Yeah, he should be now. He's back.
Onto the 2 o'clock kickoff. We go all the way to South London. I say all the way to South London. Palace Brighton.
That's probably going to be game of the day for me. I don't know why. I just got a good feeling. I think that's going to be game of the day.
I think
it's going to be high scoring, I think.
Palace were in for Jack Butland this morning. I don't know if that's gone through. They have, I think Easy from Reading, he'll be bedded in. Zaha, Townsend. But Brighton are structurally very good. They've got a good system. They have a style of play. But I can't see a way. I'm going with Palace at home. I'm going with Palace simply because they're at home. But I think it's only going to be like a 1-0.
I'd go for Palace as well. I think Roy Hodgson is again making them sit like ducks and transition on counters. So yeah, I'd go with Palace 2-1.
I'm going for Brighton. I think Brighton will win. Brighton will win 2-1.
Onto the 4:30 kickoff. It's another London derby because there's like one every 2 weeks. Tottenham West Ham. It's got all the potential of being Bale's first. It's all the potential for Bale making his first start for Tottenham since 2013. Fellow signing Carlos Vinicius will also be on the bench. Eric Dyer is a fitness doubt with Tentanga and Lo Celso out for Spurs. For West Ham, Ryan Fredericks and Arthur Masuaku are both expected to be fit, along with Issa Diop after recovering from COVID-19.
Yeah.
So Tottenham got 1 or 2 players out, but obviously the big man is back. West Ham have a fully fit side, along with David Moyes back on the touchline, and I think that's going to be the downfall of West Ham because when Moyes left the side, they were doing well. With Moyes back on the pitch, they're going to lose. And also, he's never beaten Jose Mourinho, and I don't see that changing now.
Well, I don't really know what way the momentum will shift to, but again, it'll be a competitive match because West Ham have been pretty good, man. Again, I have a thing for Declan Rice, which I know Hanif doesn't. But Declan Rice was spectacular.
God.
Declan Rice has had the most interceptions, he's won the most duels in these 4 matches. And he's been tracking back so well.
You can have him. Give me Henderson. You can have him. Give me Henderson.
Are you kidding me? He's been connecting the dots. As a young player, I'd say he's been connecting the dots pretty well. But again, Tottenham, they have Bale on the right. If they start Bale over Lucas Moura, I think they should. They've got Son on the left. They've got Kane up front. So I think it's going to be, it's going to be a high-scoring game, I feel. especially with the kind of work rate Antonio has, I think it's definitely going to be a high scoring. Because Antonio's been spectacular this season. He's been going back. He's been tracking back. He's been consolidating his defenses. He's been going ahead, hitting on counters. It's just
He's
spectacular the way West Ham have.
He's playing well.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. For me, where Spurs are going to win if Gareth Bale starts, it's 3-1 Spurs. For me, I think Bale is going to absolutely smash it. So, yeah, that's
I think
going to be the
it'll
Bale show.
To Spurs.
3-1 Spurs for me.
I don't know about the Bale show. I don't think, man, it'll be his first match. I think, okay, we might see
He's going to come back with a bag. Just wait. He's going to come back with a bag. Absolutely.
Couple of sprints are, okay. Wajid, for the Hanif, for the first match, couple of sprints is a bang, okay? He might just get an assist or a goal, maybe. Depends.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm expecting a hat trick for a bag. Like, it's just, we'll see. Like, the guys, he's not played like a proper competitive game in a league since February, March. Yeah, he's played a couple of games for Wales, but a league game.
That don't matter. That don't matter. He'll fit right in. He's world class. It don't matter though.
I'm not denying he's not world class, but he's also not.
He's world class. If he's
Come
fit,
on, man. Let him get on the pitch. Let him get on the pitch, bro.
If he's fit, he's gonna smash it.
Let him get his feet on the fucking ground,
He might not last
bro.
90 minutes. Probably last 50 or 60. He's gonna smash
Obviously, he'll be out.
Everybody else.
Gareth Bale, don't expect him to last the entire 90 minutes, bro. You cannot be expecting this much from 31-year-old at all.
Spurs got the best player in the transfer window.
Spurs got the best player.
There's no doubt about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on.
Bale.
He's not the best player, dude.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
You're telling me Gareth Bale is not the best
come
player. So who's better than Bale in the transfer window? This transfer window, who's better?
Thiago.
No.
I'd go with Jota as well. Jota. He won't perform like Jota.
Oh.
Yeah, of course he is.
Jota,
You're telling me Thiago is better. Now you're gonna say, oh, but
Jota and Thiago both.
Thiago is not a better player than Bale. You can't compare the two, but he's not what
You can't compare the two, but Jota you can.
How many? Right, okay then. How many goals or assists has Thiago created in the German league? Bale's won championships. Fair enough, he's fallen out and he's had injury problems.
Yeah, Thiago's won championships.
What, Bundesliga? Come on, man.
But your point was just...
You're the one that raised the Champions League more than me. How many Champions League has Bale won? You rate him more than me. You rate the Champions League more than me. Go on, Wajid. Has Thiago won 4 Champions Leagues or however many he's won?
Is it 3 or 4? Madrid
He's won 4.
3.
No, he's won 4.
3. No, not 4, man. No. Bayern has just won 2. 2 with Thiago, I think.
Bayern's
2 or 3.
won
I'm not sure. 2.
No, Bayern's not won 2 or 3. What are you talking about? Bayern's won 2 or 3 Champions League. That's madness.
With Thiago.
3. I'd have to see the records, but I don't believe Thiago's was. There's no competition, man. Bale is by far, for me, he is anyway, by far. He's by far the best player in the transfer window.
He's won 2 Champions League, one in 2010, 2011. The other one, only 2.
With Bayern. Yeah. Is that with Bayern?
With Bayern, yeah.
Right. And how many has Bale won today?
He's got 4. 2013, 2015, 2016.
No.
Bale was playing with. When you're playing next to Cristiano Ronaldo, it's another thing altogether.
I don't understand why you're coming for. me. I just said he's got 4. I don't understand why you're getting hyped for no reason.
You're saying.
Right. No. You're right. Gareth Bale at 31 is not the same player of Gareth Bale when he won the Champions League. He's more injury prone. There's more mileage. Like, you're only getting 15 games out of Gareth. You're only getting 15 games out of Gareth Bale. If they get him it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what 15 games a season. 38 games.
That guy is by far, in my opinion, he's a game changer. Thiago is just a passer, man. That's all he's going to do.
15 games, it's not worth it. 15 games and the wage he's on, it's not worth it. It's a risk.
Wajid, how could you talk about money? Right, okay. What's Pogba on? Say, call it $250,000. Pogba worth
Okay,
a quarter
fine.
of a million? No.
Pogba's
Come on.
signed to United on a contract. This is a loan. This is a loan deal. This is a
There's still a
massive.
contract, no, isn't it? It's still a contract.
There's
Subject to buy.
there's
They
a
might buy
difference
him.
when you
Okay,
hang on.
Hanif,
There's a massive
Hanif.
difference when you're signing a lone player with an injury record like Bale's, where he's not had a fully fit season for about 2 to 3 years. That's what I'm saying. With Thiago, you're getting 40 games.
Okay.
Sorry,
Wajid,
Uday,
don't
go on.
compare Thiago with Bale. Wait, don't compare them. Compare him with Jota. I want his take on Jota. Why does he think Jota's not better than Bale? Is what I want his answer on.
Oh my God.
Jota's had five takes in the first match. He scored 1 goal. He had 5.
What's he done at Wolves, really?
Okay, I'm with Hanif on this one.
What's he done? Listen, I agree. He's a good player. He's a talent.
I'm not talking about
But
Wolves.
what's he
I'm talking
done at
about the
Wolves?
time he's entered Liverpool.
Okay, so how shall I measure? I don't know how to measure him. How do you measure Jota in terms of, yes, he's a talent. I give him that. There's something there. But what's he done? Give me numbers, give me facts. I can give you facts about Gareth Bale. I can't give you no
Even
facts.
I can. Gareth Bale is he's a legend. I'm not saying, but Gareth
there you go,
Bale at
that's all
31
about
versus Jota at 23 is completely apart.
Jota's nowhere near. But Gareth Bale. He won't.
Gareth Bale 5 years ago would definitely surpass him. Obviously, man, because just look at the numbers and figures. Jota builds on when he's with Liverpool.
Uday,
and we compare the numbers
Jota.
when he's playing for Tottenham.
Hold on.
When Bale is playing for Tottenham. No.
All right, go on. You compare the numbers, right?
All right, so
I don't think I will.
All right, so let's go league. Let's go league.
Why?
Let's go league for league, right? So
Yeah.
last year, Jota played 34 games in the Premier League. This is only league numbers, yeah. It's not for the year. He got 7 goals and an assist. Let's see, Mr. Bale, and I think to be honest, I think it'll be more than Jota. That's what I think's hilarious.
So it's not really about what he did at Wolves.
Bale got 16
It's about what he's going to do at Liverpool.
Bale got
how does that matter? It doesn't matter at all.
Hold on. Uday, let him say the numbers first.
But I'm talking about I'm talking. Okay, yeah, go on.
Let him post the numbers first.
Bale had 16 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. So Jota played
something similar.
Jota played double the amount of games than Bale did, and he only got.
There's no difference.
Yeah, but he only right. Everyone knows Bale didn't get any games because of Zidane.
Because he fell out with the management, man. He fell out with the management.
This is what I'm saying. Like Jota was in, week out, and he got you seven goals. Bale probably played about 25 minutes last season, and he still got you 2 goals. I agree.
Well,
I'm not debating with him. Like Gareth Bale is still a world class player. I'm just saying it's a massive risk for someone who gets injuries like he did, because they signed him injured. They signed him injured. Like this whole signing, by the way, players injured is ridiculous, because like Chelsea did with Chelsea. Well, how do you pass a medical if you're injured? I don't get it. What the hell's a medical supposed to test?
If you could hobble past the gates, you pass the medical. That's how it do. That's how they do it at Stamford Bridge.
I don't know. I
truly think
I am excited to see. I am excited to see Bale back, though. I am.
But with this season going on, whatever time Jota gets, I'm sure he'll be bagging more goals and more assists than Bale. Let's see.
Do you actually want to put? Okay, you don't want to do that. That's not happening. Even I know that's not happening.
Let's see, man. Let's see. What if Bale flops? What if Bale flops?
Uday, just listen, right? Uday,
listen, don't be a deluded Liverpool fan.
Villa game.
I'm not being a deluded fan. I'm just telling you. I'm being realistic. He's 31.
Just answer this question. Have you watched that Liverpool game back against Villa?
Which one?
The Villa one.
I did.
You watched it full 90 minutes?
Yeah.
That's good. Because
I did.
every other manager in the Premier League is going to probably watch that. There are massive holes. And all you got to do, if
You
you've
know
got
what the only hole was?
players,
There was no massive hole. There was one thing wrong. When the ball was under pressure, I've told Wajid again, when the ball was really under pressure, that is the time Liverpool were maintaining a high line. You're not supposed to maintain a high line then. Obviously, anyone can cross you over from the flanks. That is such a basic.
But that's what Klopp does. That's how Klopp plays. That's how Shankly used to play.
He did.
That's how you lot play, man. Mourinho doesn't play that type
But again, they track back. When there's no offside going to be played, how do you expect a player not to track back? That is where they went wrong. They were supposed to track back at that point of time, which they did not.
No,
I mean, Klopp, it's entirely a tactical mistake. It's Klopp's error. It's not a team's error. Individually, there was no problem individually, I think.
No, there was a massive problem
individually. Three goals were deflected shots.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Frank Lampard made his clear on that. It doesn't matter. Listen, look, if you guys score a deflected goal...
Please don't compare Chelsea with Liverpool, man, please.
What?
Okay.
3 or 4 Premier... How many Premier Leagues you won? How many Premier Leagues you won?
At the moment, we won 19 in total. But again, after the 19, we won after 40 years.
Whoa! Uday! Whoa! Calm down! 19! You've won more than United! What are you talking about? You need to stop looking at... I'm saying Premier Leagues, bro, not league. I'm not saying Liverpool's not a bigger club than Chelsea.
How does it matter? League is a league, bro.
No, it matters.
Premier League is just one title. One title.
Right, one title, right?
How does it matter?
And I bet you...
How many Champions League do Chelsea and how many Champions League have Liverpool won?
One. We won one. There you go.
Yeah, right.
Even though I don't rate the Champions League. I've never rated the Champions League.
Well, that is the European competition. If you don't rate that, how can he be rating a domestic league? I mean, it's competitive.
I don't rate the Champions League.
They both are competitive.
I've never rated the Champions League at all. It's only good after the group
stages. I think it's
stages.
because you are in England and you obviously prefer domestic competition over European competition, obviously. I think that is the only reason why.
No, it's not that at all. How many big games do you get? Not many. This might be the first year. I've said to you, once Italian football comes back within 10 years, that's when European football is going to be awesome. But you have to understand, European football has been dominated by Spain and a little bit by England, you could argue.
I agree with your point. That day also you made a point that on the podcast that Serie A, if they're actually progressing ahead with the attacking displays, they always used to attack with a shabby defense. But again, this season, Champions League will be very competitive. You'll be seeing teams which have never really,
Forget that. Let me finish my point before I forget it. Forget that. What I'm going to say to you is this. Liverpool don't like it when you use their tactics against them. Liverpool don't like being pressed. No one likes being pressed. They don't. Listen, Ross Barkley was bossing the midfield.
You gave me a 20-minute rant on this.
Wait till you guys play Leeds United. Just wait till you play Leeds United again. Just wait. No, just wait again. You guys don't like it when you are pressed. Honestly, it's true.
They are pressing us. We are pressing them. It was a good counter-attacking game. I loved it.
Exactly. And you can't win like that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. But I'll be honest with you. When Dean Smith and Wajid is going to laugh at this. No, hold on. Let me finish.
Can Chelsea absorb it? Can Chelsea absorb Leeds attack?
No, hold on. We can't, no. But just hold on. Dean Smith has exposed the vulnerabilities of Liverpool's pressing style.
Again.
He has. Okay, forget the 3 goals.
Exaggerated version.
Forget the 3 goals. It was 4-2. I'm telling you, you have to ask yourself, right? You have to ask yourself, when you guys were at 4-1 or whatever it was, why didn't you move back? I'll tell you why. Because Jurgen Klopp is like Pep. He's insistent on playing that same system. He doesn't have a plan B. And that's what, look, Dean Smith outsmarted him, yaar. That's going to go in your history. You lost 7-2 to Villa. It's not one of the, you see it differently to us. But when people look back, when Aston Villa might get relegated.
It's very amusing for me.
I'm glad as a Liverpool fan.
It is actually amusing for me. Hanif, it was...
What, 7-2?
I'll tell you why. Because it was a one-off game, man. Come on, bro. We all get one-off games.
You guys were the first champion since 1964 to concede 7 goals. You know that. That doesn't
It's
happen.
7
And-
goals, bro.
Exactly.
The United, right? Don't get me wrong. The United 6 home was bad, but at least it
Yeah.
was to Tottenham. This is Villa who had to.
This is the Villa who have actually won first 3 games, that they've
This
played
is
in
also
Premier League
hang
for
on,
the
this
first
is
It's
time.
not about
wait,
This is
wait.
that
This
Villa
is
we are
also
talking about.
hold up. This is also the Villa that took it
And
to
this
the
is that
last game
Villa
of the season.
which if they can beat Liverpool, they can beat any team, I think, in this league specifically.
Anyone could be anyone, but we're talking
anyone
7.
could be anyone. It's the Premier League. Apart from Fulham, everyone could
No,
be
no, I'm
anyone.
West Brom. I'm West Brom.
No, I think West Brom could be Chelsea.
Well, in fairness, yeah, West Brom.
Well,
We're
what-
about to almost.
But what I am saying to you is this: Dean Smith
Yeah.
has provided everyone the formula to beat Klopp, because the formula to beat Klopp and Pep is this: you go toe to toe. You just have to. You have
So
to.
we were
you have
actually
to
talking
be
about it in
willing
the
to do that.
podcast itself. So you don't think is Klopp an idiot? Will he be just sitting and like, okay, we're gonna still play the high line and we won't be sizing the fullbacks up and down? I think he'll be sizing the fullbacks up and down now. Now he knows that they
But
can
he was
be
doing them before,
beaten
though.
over the
He was
flanks.
doing them before.
So yeah,
Okay, you were missing. Who were you missing? You were missing Alisson.
Amane.
There's no Hanif. I don't think there's any backing to whatever you're saying, to be honest, because this is just one match. If it happens again, then you definitely have all the credibility with you. It's just one match, man.
7 goals, brother. If it was 3-2, 4-2, me and Wajid wouldn't have said anything. We'd be like, okay, it can happen.
But exactly, I'm giving.
So
what I'm saying,
It's very amusing for everyone.
Hold on. Just since we're on this topic, just to clarify. So Liverpool's 11 was Adrian, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo,
Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo,
Wijnaldum, Fabinho,
Wijnaldum,
Keita,
Fabinho,
Salah, Firmino,
Jota,
and
Salah,
Jota.
Firmino.
On the bench, they had Milner, Henderson, Minamino, Origi,
Minamino,
Jones,
Curtis Jones,
Keller, and Williams.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Aside from Alisson and Jota, that's pretty much your first 11.
Aside from Jota, we didn't have Henderson. Henderson, Mane.
Henderson's on the bench. He chose not to play Henderson
Because he wasn't fit.
Listen. Is it around here?
it's true. What it is true.
If you're on the bench, bench, you're fit to play.
No, if you're on bench, you are fit to play, but only for 20 to 30 minutes is what he was about to get if they would have been winning.
But you could still bring him on for 20, 30 minutes if that's the... Right, okay, cool.
But
fine, we'll give you
the
fine.
plan wasn't falling in.
No. Okay, fine. I'll give you Henderson. That's still 8 players. That's the formation of the team that won the Premier League last season. That's not. This isn't like.
Yeah.
It's not like you had the youth team in the FA Cup third round like Liverpool. Like Liverpool conceded 3 against Leeds, 7 against Villa. They're not defending well. They're really not defending.
1 against Chelsea, 11.
one against Arsenal, and then
even Chelsea were creating against you guys with 10 men. Just to let you know that we created 3 chances.
And they missed the penalty.
Yeah, and you lost the game.
So we did lose the game.
Huh?
I'm not saying we didn't lose the game. I agree with you. We lost the game, but what I'm saying to you is, we were carving out chances against the team that, had one.
And imagine we weren't even playing with our full defensive line. We had Fabinho at the back, who's not even acting as a centre back.
Fabinho was like centre back last season.
For a person like Timo Werner, who's coming down the flank from the left, who's running so fast at Fabinho, he was getting pocketed. That is, I think, it's atrocious. Simply, I think he should have scored at least a goal or two easily.
Not all the game, because he had 2 shots. He got 2 shots, sir.
He had 3 shots. 2 shots were off target. The third one got deflected for a corner. So, yeah. First half. Second half, I didn't keep a record of whatever happened.
No, second half, right? Okay. No, I'm talking about when Christensen got sent off. When Christensen got sent off, he had a shot at your keeper. I'm just telling you. Listen, look, Chelsea's a new team. I'm just saying, Liverpool.
Doesn't matter. You've got quality players.
Playing high pressing. Who's a quality player for you in Liverpool?
I
Your
think the
midfield's
entire
not
team
quality, I don't
is
think,
pretty
apart from
good.
Henderson. Who?
As long as they're functional, I don't mind.
That's all they are. They're
So it's all
functional. They're
quality.
not. I wouldn't.
You just
Winning
need to be running.
is one thing,
Nowadays,
but
it's all about attacking. if
well,
the other
that's
teams are
you're right
attacking, so
there.
is Liverpool.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying to you is you said they were good players. I don't agree that many of them are. I don't agree with many of them. Like, look, I give Pogba a hard time, but I know he's a good player. But in today's footballing, the way today's footballing world is, if you don't play Pogba behind the striker, he's useless. Even though I rate him as a footballer and he's been a failure at United, I can say. But when I look at Liverpool, right, I'd say Henderson. If you ask me now, great captain, great leader, but he's not Gerrard's level. Keita, hit and miss. That's what he is. He's just hit and miss. Hit and hope, as you say.
I agree with
Fabinho,
you. I completely
quality.
agree with you on
Fabinho,
that.
quality.
But you don't need talent to work hard. You don't need talent to work
No, I
hard.
agree.
If you're working hard,
You don't. No, you don't. I agree with you. But what I'm saying to you is how many of them are actual good footballers? Not good runners. They're all good runners. How many of them are actual good footballers? Even Wajid could tell you maybe 4 or 5 are good footballers at United. Like proper footballers.
Yeah.
Pogba, Martial, Bruno, Van de Beek, Mata.
That's because you've got players who can do creative. Okay, Liverpool doesn't have a very creative midfield. You need to understand that.
No, it's not. It's not creativity. It's passing ability as well.
You need to understand even the level of skill.
Watch Croatia how they play. If you watch the Croatia-France game like I watched it, Croatia were passing the ball 1-2s, keeping it simple, and they weren't just pinging it long, using pace.
So what are you talking about when it comes? What are you talking about?
Like football intelligence. It's not about football intelligence. It's about passing ability. It's about creativity. It's about agility. So, it's about look at Martial, right?
Where does Liverpool lack in agility, in passing? You just tell me this. I'll try.
The midfield.
I know what you're saying. It's all about football.
Bro, I think last 2 seasons you've seen Liverpool play. I think there's nothing wrong with the midfield as well. That's my take.
No. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying they're not good footballers.
It's a functional midfield. It's very good. They're very good at work rate and IQ and finding a path. But if you want a standout player, like if you pick Jordan Henderson or Kevin De Bruyne, for example, toe to toe in terms of footballing ability, you're picking Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, the PFA didn't pick it, but
any day.
Yeah.
You know the thing with Jordan Henderson is, you know why do I like Henderson? He helps us in getting out of pressing situations very easily, which is why I like him. Henderson, even with the long passing ability, they've got good aerial control. Okay, I'm not talking about the forwards. I'm talking about how they've been progressing ahead.
And he's a good defensive mid. I agree with you.
Yeah, so he's a good holder.
But what I'm saying to you is
that's
this.
all we need,
man. Hold on.
Liverpool is not a team with individual brilliances. No, let me complete my point. So Liverpool is a team made up of each and every person, every player has a key. They have an element to them. They're all adding up. They're not like Chelsea with different talents, different skills. No, they're very normal, above average players who were picked up from Wijnaldum, was picked up from Newcastle. He was nothing at Newcastle.
He was a baller. He's the best player. He was the best player.
Who was nothing at Newcastle?
He's got 10 Premier League goals.
Who was nothing at Newcastle?
He was their best player.
Wijnaldum. I'm talking about Wijnaldum.
Wijnaldum was unreal. What are you talking about?
He scored 10 Premier League goals.
But okay, so scoring 10 Premier League goals is like, are you like superb? Are you excellent? He found his spaces with Liverpool. He found his spaces with Liverpool.
As a centre midfielder, that's a brilliant return.
I know that, really, but again, he found his spaces with Liverpool is what I'm trying to tell you. Right? Under Klopp is when Wijnaldum. Come on, he peaked late. He peaked late, bro.
No, he peaked at Newcastle. It's just that he played for Newcastle United. He played
for Newcastle United, and we got him from there, dude.
Okay, hold on. Look at it this way. I am telling you, Wijnaldum is a player.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jota came from Wolves.
Yeah.
Why has a Jota scored 10 Premier League goals?
Okay.
When he
I
was at
agree
Wolves.
with the
When he
fact
was at
that he
Wolves.
was a good player there. I'm not saying.
No.
Okay.
And
You don't understand the kind of.
no,
I'm
I
trying to
understand where you're
imbibe. I'm
coming
trying to
from.
tell you the philosophy with which he's been
No,
raised at Liverpool.
I know the philosophy.
He's,
I know the philosophy of
he
Liverpool.
didn't win the Champions League with Newcastle United, man. He didn't win the Premier League with Newcastle United, man. He won it with Liverpool. That is the difference. That is the difference.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That is that.
Uh-huh.
The difference is he plays.
No.
Wait,
So
hold
you
on. Hang on. One by one. Hanif, go and make your point.
So you think Wijnaldum, if he would have still be playing with Newcastle United, do you think they would have progressed anywhere? What do you think?
That's because Newcastle.
That's not an unfair.
That's Newcastle being poorly. Sorry, that's Newcastle being poorly
Okay,
run. What they do on the pitch and off the pitch is two different things. Right. So we're trying to make a point.
All right. Okay. Fair point.
Right. Let me make 2 or 3 points. Firstly, when Wijnaldum came to the Premier League, right, everybody knew this guy was a hot, talented kid coming in from Holland. He scored 10 Premier League goals. Jota played last season. I don't know if he was there the season before. I can't remember. Right. So he's been there 2 years. Wijnaldum, everyone knew this guy was a player. He scored 10 Premier League goals. The stats are there to back it up. I don't have to listen. When a guy's scoring, he's giving you double figures, playing in a team that's not creating much, and he's running from midfield, scoring you goals. You know that you've got a guy in the middle who can bag you goals. Yeah. You're telling me Jota, who plays further forward than Wijnaldum, is better than Wijnaldum. He's not at all. Not at all.
I'm not even comparing them both, bro.
I'm comparing them because you raised it. Secondly,
I didn't raise the point about Jota and what are you talking about?
Hold on. Secondly, why are Liverpool fans so gassed up about Thiago? Why are you gassed up? Why is he so good? Why is he so good? Come on, tell me. Yeah, tell me, why is he so good?
His passing ability, his vision for the team.
Exactly. Creativity, brother. Yeah. Creativity, which you guys didn't have. You don't have that in the middle. You have it rarely.
Which is why we got him.
Exactly.
And which is why he wanted to come to the team, because he knows we're a Champions winning team. We can win everything.
You've just said to me, you won the league. Why get a guy who's not quick? Let's be honest, Thiago's not the quickest player in the world. He reminds me of Fabregas.
Obviously, he's not.
But he's got passing ability. So you tell me, if your functional midfield is going to win you the league, why purchase a player like Thiago? Why? Why would you buy him? I'll tell you why. Because even Klopp knows we are weak in the middle when it comes to creativity. 100%. If not, why buy him?
I agree with you. But that doesn't mean we cannot win matches without Thiago.
That's my point. Listen, look, if your system was that good, right, you would not have purchased Thiago. You would not purchase him.
But again, I completely agree with your point. But again, what I think is that including Thiago is a definite 90% win chances for Liverpool. Without him, it was like more of 75-80%. But again, last season, we worked well without him. That was because there were not good players playing in the Premier League. To be honest, I feel that Liverpool were getting.
There was all one-sided. There were good players playing in the Premier League. Man City's team.
Chelsea. What did Chelsea have? Giroud. You had Giroud. You had Tammy Abraham.
I think Giroud's a very good player.
He's not the way
he
was at Arsenal.
He won World Cup, dude.
Giroud.
How many of your players have won World Cup?
Giroud started every game.
How many of your players won World Cup, dude? Come on.
World Cup doesn't matter, man. Look at Pogba. Where is Pogba? Right. Where is Umtiti? Where is Umtiti? Umtiti. I'm talking about Umtiti.
I think
we're not
exactly.
About
so
them.
What is he doing? He's not even in starting 11. He hasn't featured for them in a long time.
You've had to go at Chelsea. So we've battered
you guys. Where is Kante? After the Premier League, he won with Leicester. After he won it, is he finding he's still struggling with Chelsea?
Hold on. Oh yeah. So what happened the season after? When he came to the bridge? No.
Okay, he's already a legend. Okay, fine. I know.
What happened? What happened?
Sorry, there you didn't help yourself. Well, there you didn't help yourself with that one.
Come on.
I know. Okay, fine. Okay, I gave up with Kante, but again.
3 trophies in 2 years. Which trophies did he win?
Sorry, Hanif.
Let me check the word.
He won the Premier League with Conte.
Hanif, sorry, can't see. There we go. Sorry, thank you.
I think Hanif is getting too emotional.
Listen, look.
Too intense.
Kante, right? Everybody knows Kante is the best CDM in the world. but he's being played out of position. Like Pogba is not being played in his position. Hold on. Just let me finish it. You
That's
can
an
say whatever
overstatement.
you want. Because
He's
Frank
not the
wants
best stadium.
more out of
Please.
Kante. Everybody
Mere
knows
maaf
that
kar do
Kante
mainu.
can't do what everybody knows Kante can't do what Frank wants from him. That's why Kante is going to leave this season. Kante can walk into any team in the world. He walks. Even into your Liverpool team, he walks in.
Okay, tell me one thing. Do you consider Sergio Busquets to be like one of the best
Sergio
stadiums?
Busquets is on Kante's level. End of. Right. Continue.
No, I'm talking about when he was playing with Barcelona 5 to 6 years ago at his peak.
No. Kante is still miles better than Sergio Busquets.
How many Premier Leagues has he won?
But I don't think he's the best, man. I don't think Kante is the best defending midfielder.
Who do you think? Hold on.
He's going to say Fabinho.
Wait. Hold up. Relax a minute.
Bro, do you not remember Leicester City?
Hang on. Relax, my brother. Right there. Who do you think is the best CDM in the world?
Well, but not Fabinho right now, but definitely someone like Marco Verratti at PSG, who's played so well for them. He's been there for them. He's always been there for them. Okay. French league is not that competitive, but again,
what do you mean?
He said Verratti.
Yeah, he said Marco Verratti.
Oh. Which league is he playing in? In the Premier League?
Again, that is what you can't be biased. You can't do that. I'm not talking about Premier League. I'm talking about overall.
No. I'm telling you about overall. Uday, which is the best league in the world? Which is the best league in the world? And how many Premier Leagues has he won?
Okay. Players, I'm not saying Kante is the worst. He's good, but he's not the best right now, man. If he was the best, he would be giving.
He never plays in his position. He doesn't play in his position.
So I'll agree with Hanif.
And Didi, okay. Didi is someone who you can be looking up to. A player. And Didi, I think he's much more qualitative than Kante is at the moment. Is what I feel. If you're talking about Premier League. Because you don't really pay heed to other leagues as well. Like, I'm getting that vibe from you that you don't really pay heed to League One. Even though the league's pretty simple. Yeah.
You're looking at it from a point of view that, I don't know, maybe you've got stats and facts to back you up. You need to understand, right? Chelsea and Man United, especially Chelsea, they're all over the place. They always have been. I always believe in stability. Whereas the current regimes we've had, the current regimes that Chelsea have got or have had since 2003, it's not like that. You need to understand. So why do I rate Kante? Ask yourself the question, what did Kante do to become the best player in the world, in my opinion? He won the Premier League with Leicester. He was one of the best players. Everybody in Europe wanted him.
He is the best.
I'm
not doubting him at all. He
might not be the best, but he doesn't play.
He's not the best now.
System.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't fit the system.
Because presently, we've been talking about present times.
He walks into many teams. You put Pogba next to Kante, right? Watch Pogba fly.
So
why does Pogba play so well for France? Because he's got Kante next to him.
He's got good players around him. Yeah.
No, it's not that. Because you're saying Kante is not that good. So what's your point?
Okay, you're raising a point. Wait, you're raising a point like, suppose Kante wasn't playing for Chelsea. Suppose he was playing for Juventus. He would be a world-class player. You're raising a point like, suppose Pogba was still playing for the old lady. He would be a world-class player. Probably he would have scored 250, 300 goals, Pogba, in Juventus. But he's not. He's in Manchester United and he's been a fucking dull performer for them for the past 5 seasons. Apart from that Manchester City
he had one good season. He had one good season.
Apart from that Manchester City season where he scored 2 goals and I think another.
No. He scored. I think that was a brace. So it was something like 10 or 15 goals during the season, and he got quite a few assists. He had one good season.
I think that was I think that was.
If you're highlighting that one season, if you're wanting to highlight that one season, amidst all those 5 seasons, again, that was because he answered it. That was because of Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the team.
Right,
again, you're counting on a player like.
So first season 5-4, second season 6 goals 10 assists, third season 13 goals 9 assists, and last season 1 goal.
It was a 13 goals 9 assists then. But what I'm trying to say to you is this though. There are some players, right, that will never get the accolade of being a top quality player, depending on regardless of who they've played for. It's like you could say, a lot of people will say that Alan Shearer was a top quality player, but in mine or Wajid's opinion, we would say he was because of the numbers he posted.
Well, that dude was
So
a world-class striker, man. It's just
exactly.
he chose
So
to go to his boyhood club, but boy, Alan, like there's a reason why Fergie wanted Alan Shearer from Blackburn. There is a reason why people want Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer was a world class forward, man.
yeah, and what I'm saying to you is this: I'm just saying that in today's football, right, the way I don't rate Mason Mount. I think he's all right, he's average. I don't rate Declan Rice. Before, and you say to me, oh, he's a really good player. I've not seen enough of when I've watched Declan Rice, it's average. Because you have to understand, right? And Uday, I'm obviously older than you, and I remember football from the early 90s. And how I see football to some of you youngsters is completely different. Because I've seen the levels and I've seen the top quality players of the past. But what I'm saying to you is this: how many of these guys are top quality players? They're not many of them. Majority, even at Chelsea, they're runners.
It's not about Chelsea or Liverpool. It's all about, again, I had actually told you the same thing, that from 2000 till 2010, I told you there were more talented players than now. I told you this yesterday, I think, when we were watching the match together. So I understand that quality of players and then these performances that they've been giving, even at a younger age, like Declan Rice. We're just talking about the current regime is all we're talking about. We're not talking about, okay, I cannot foresee what Declan Rice will be doing 5 years later. Maybe he joins Chelsea. Maybe he joins another club. Maybe he performs well. Maybe he flops out like Nasri did. So, yeah.
I don't think Nasri flopped out. He won the league.
He did. He could have gone longer.
Didn't he start having didn't Nasri start having personal problems on Man City and then falling out with everyone left, right, and
center?
No,
Nasri had
he got into drugs. He got into many drugs.
But that's his personal fault, in it. That we can't. That's his own fault.
And then he came to West Ham as well, if I am not wrong. He played for West Ham.
West Ham. He went to, was it Valencia or Sevilla?
I think
he was. If I'm not mistaken, he's in France somewhere.
Valencia.
That's his personal. Obviously, we're talking about talent, but what I'm trying to tell you is this: I look at Liverpool. I look at Liverpool now, and I look at that Villa game. Every single manager is going to watch that game, and I've yet to watch the full 90 minutes. I only watched clips, and I was just going back and forth when I was laughing at Liverpool in terms of the scoreline. But what I'm saying to you is this: you're telling me, right, that a lot of managers are not going to watch that and think, right, I think people have figured out the press. I really do. Like the way teams figured out tiki-taka, how to work around it. And I think, when Dean Smith works it out, I think everybody else, maybe Frank Lampard won't, and maybe Ollie won't, because we don't have no faith in our managers. But I think other teams who've got pace on the wing and in the fullback areas, I think Liverpool are there to be taken now, because you have to watch that Villa game and just think, you know what? Why don't we press them? Let's see how good they are. Honestly, if teams do not press Liverpool, that is the stupidest thing that they've not done. Because like any team, if you look at the Leeds United model, which I love, I want Bielsa at Chelsea, because I think, you know what, this is just the way football is. It's not top quality football, we have to be honest. But
it's a lot of hard work.
But it's just, it's all based on hard work. When I look at that and I just think, you know what, I think anyone from the top 6, top 8, if you keep your players fit, can win the Premier League now. Purely because I think teams have figured out the press. They figured it out. Ping a long ball over Trent's head.
So I totally agree with you on this again. I never said that you're wrong. But just one match, man. I'd agree with you if after 2 matches we have the same result.
It is one match, but what I'm saying to you is,
if we lose to Everton, you have a right to give the disc to me. But after one match,
I'm not going to give you,
bro.
I'm
and
not
that to 7-2. Someone asked me in the evening. I think it was Kanishk. Kanishk mentioned that Liverpool. No, I think it was Wajid. I don't know. When Liverpool were 2-0 down, why did they not stop the goals from coming?
I said when Liverpool went 5-2 down, why would you continue with the high press? Well, that's why I said, why would you not push the defense back? If you're going to push the defense back,
So I think someone raised another question before that, but something similar.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So my take on that was that Klopp never instructed them to go behind, man. And even if they would have gone behind, what chances do you have on doing transitions on counters when the other team has already scored 2 goals? Even if they were 2-0 down, obviously you would play on a high line, man. That is how you play. You're accustomed to playing on a high line. You've not been taught to play deep in your own half.
No, but
that is how Liverpool plays, man.
No, but shouldn't the players on the pitch be able to adjust?
They should be, but they couldn't.
You're telling me Klopp doesn't say
yeah.
to them, adjust to the game. I don't believe that.
No, you have
to.
Klopp, but again,
Klopp
you need to understand, Mane is an integral part of the team. You need to understand Mane is so integral that when the ball is behind, he goes back to get the ball. So you need to understand, majorly Mane, Salah are doing the work. And now, even, I don't understand, Liverpool was just unlucky with the shots, man. They've taken 6-7 chances, bro.
Yeah,
and
but at the end
they could have easily scored on those chances as well.
You're talking about, listen, look, the Premier League.
So I think it was just a bad day. It was just an off day. We were not, in the best shape, so we lost. That's all.
I just think,
no, I don't think there are more.
All I'm saying to you is this: I think teams are going to figure out the press. I really do. That's all I'm going to say.
They should have. They should have done it last season when we were like so. We were like, I think we left City behind by 40 points, 35 points, 33 points, something.
I think this result gives a lot of teams, because even look at it this way.
A lot of perspective.
Look at it this way. Who's got the best squad in the Premier League when fit? No. Who's got the best squad when fit? It's Man City. People figured out how Pep
obviously,
plays.
any day. Bang on.
Yeah.
Bang on.
So, and I think I think coaches have figured out.
Pep and Klopp have a little difference. Pep doesn't tell his midfield to back up. You know why? Because they go all in. They only leave Rodri behind. But Liverpool, they let the fullbacks attack. They don't let just the right back come ahead. Walker goes inward. They wouldn't let Mendy go inward at the same time. They would rather let Mendy taking an overlap.
That's nothing new. We've seen it in the 90s, the fullback. And I told you,
exactly.
Klopp is just doing what Shankly used to do back in the day. At the moment, it is.
So which is the difference? That is the only difference. I think, again, you're comparing Bill Shankly and Klopp. I think Klopp has a different strategy altogether, man. I don't know. I have never seen Bill Shankly play. To be honest, I've never seen.
No, not play. His
games being managed.
They play the same.
Yeah.
Win the ball high up the field. It's basically what Bielsa does. That's what they used to. I'm telling you. Liverpool, ask Wajid.
This was started by Pep. This was revolutionized by Pep with Barcelona.
No, it wasn't, man. Pep did it with style. I give it to him. No, it was been done years ago. Honestly, people forget.
Sorry.
So what is the Pep evolution all about? Why is Pep so hyped up?
Because tiki taka, right? So football works in cycles, right? And what people fail to realize is that there was football before the Premier League. People seem to think that the Premier League is where football started. If you look back through the 70s, 80s, right, all this stuff like high press, attacking fullbacks and stuff, football's just cyclical. The reason why tiki-taka,
the formations were different that time, my friend. The formations were different. You had seven attackers running behind one ball that time. They used to play like that. That is obviously the entire team used to press. I've seen those games as well.
We're still high press.
Yeah.
You can have, but this is what I mean. It's cyclic. Shankly, but the Busby Babes were all about attacking the fullbacks down the wings, get a ball into the middle, playing with flair, playing with style. That's what then Sir Alex Ferguson brought to United 20 years later. It hadn't been seen. It was 30 years later even. Hadn't been seen since the 60s at United. All he did was bring something that's been happened before and back. The difference with tiki taka is that in this country, there's this thing about physicality. The reason why it was such a revelation in the Premier League anyway, and Hanif can like call me out and say bullshit or whatever, like he normally does with me if I'm wrong. But I think the reason why it was such a revelation in England is because England was all about physicality, power. You'd not seen in England, you've not seen a side of small teams, just small players or a slender built players just passing the ball around, completely dominating possession and just having their way with teams.
They're just fighting for the ball.
Yeah, like, and if you could tell me if I'm wrong or not.
No, it's true. It's true. That's why the foreign players became so, godlike. Basically, Arsene Wenger changed the Premier League because Man United didn't really have much competition.
He did change it, but then he flopped terribly in the end. His ending was.
No, I'm not saying that. But
very...
what I'm saying to you is this: if we didn't have Wenger, we'd probably still be behind.
Yeah,
obviously,
but
I agree with that.
Wenger brought in the fitness programs, training regimes, the dieting, the new ways of training.
Again, I've actually read his philosophy and it's pretty inspiring. The way he actually transformed Arsenal, coming from a Japanese club, that too.
Yeah, so
it was pretty immense. Yeah,
like the reason why things like that are massive, become big, is because the Premier League is the most viewed league in the world.
Yeah.
It is the most watched league in the world. It is the most popular league in the world. And when something happens in a different league and then becomes big in England, then that's when the boom happens. So that's why Tiki Taka was so amazing. Like Pep, I still think Pep's an incredible manager. Pep did change the game, but football moves on. This cycle of high pressing is going to stop.
My take on this is entirely different because every manager is following the same regime now. Almost every manager is following what high pressing is. What
more or less,
again?
Yeah, but soon it's going to be we're going to go back to the Bayern way because they're going back to very pacey wingers, very pacey fullbacks. The fullbacks getting past the wingers, whipping balls in. Football's going to move back to that.
Yeah,
because that's what's currently dominating. Football.
True, absolutely.
Well, we didn't end up finishing the Premier League roundup because we ended up doing this. So I think we'll close out there, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think we should. Ideally.
Upload it straight onto YouTube.
I'm gonna
do that.
Well, I'm gonna edit it slightly because this guy just started shouting upload to YouTube. If I just signed out, I'd have done it. But
take out the bullshit that Hanif was giving. So yeah.
Yeah, the score line of 7-2.
So, but yeah,
don't worry, mate. I'm gonna get back to you within a couple of games again.
Does this time work good for everyone every week?
Yeah, I'm fine, dude. Anything.
Hanif?
As long as you guys are up for it.
It's not good for me. Thursday
Hanif
would be good.
Hanif is a busy guy. Hanif is a busy man. You need to understand.
You're the one that picked Friday, you clown.
I picked Friday for this week. I'll have to let you know for next week because I'm working.
Don't worry. Let me know either way.
Thursday or Friday.
I think what I'll do is I'll make all the tweaks to the edits and then I'll post it to the YouTube site.
Just post it. Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna post it today?
Today or tomorrow. I'm gonna make the tweaks and changes.
Why did you need to do the video today? Maybe it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, but I'll still do the tweaks. I still need to do the tweaks and changes, isn't it? I still need to make the edits.
Right, do the tweaks and changes. Right, fine, cool. Chalo, I'm out. I've got to go.
Chalo, all right.
I'll speak to you guys later.
Are you in tomorrow? Just quickly.
Yeah, I will be. Yeah.
All right, Teak. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, nice one. Bye.
Uday, my brother. Thank you very much.
Take care.
It's always loud around here. Don't worry about it. It's gonna get louder.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
ठीक है यार. I will speak.
ठीक है
Yeah, inshallah.
We will. मिलते हैं अपन फिर करते हैं गल्ला.
शुक्र. बिल्कुल.
Okay, bye. Take care.